We're going to start with the NBA, the playoff pushes that are coming as we end the regular season. And today, at about I don't know, 12:30 p.m., the Denver Nuggets fired Michael Malone. He was there for 10
You
years,
better
and
call him Michael. His mama call him
yeah,
Michael. I'm gonna call him Michael.
Michael. They fire Mike Malone as well as their GM Calvin Booth today, and what a duo firing, dual fire, whatever you want to call it. And what a lot of people are calling one of the most shocking, uh, what they call it, like mid-season firing. It's not even mid-season, end of the
Yeah,
season
That's late.
it's
firings
it's the end of the season.
in the history of the league, considering that the Nuggets currently sit in the 4 seed. Of course, they can fall as far as nine on any given day, but they're in the 4 seed, okay, and a very as strong Western Conference as we've ever seen. So again, we'll go real quick, just rapid fire initial thoughts, and then we can kind of dive to second and third layers when we come back around. But when you saw that news, what were your first thoughts? I mean, I was kind of like
I
central.
mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, when that thing came in the chat, actually, it was funny because I was driving, I was in the car, and I was listening to Sports Talk Radio, and they did the music.
Hmm.
Breaking news, Mike Bone. And then as soon as I was about to put it in the chat, Ethan was already, our news reporter,
Bro,
Ethan.
I got that Shams
Um,
Twitter post. I said,
it
"What?"
was already in the chat, and I was like, "Oh man!"
Yeah.
My first initial thought was, "Who's sleeping with the owner's wife? Which one of them? I don't know." That was my first initial thought. I said, "Cause ain't no way, man. Like literally, playing series starts next week. There's 4 games. I think they have 5 games left in the season."
Yep.
And it's not like that. I would understand it if like they had a terrible season, they're out of the playoffs, and the owner said, "You know what? I've seen enough. That's it. Like y'all right in the middle of the hunt. Y'all have one of your star players is injured, and it's like you should be rallying together and not kind of falling apart." I believe that this obviously had to have the blessing of Jokic, their star player. Um, Maybe listen. Mike Malone is a fiery guy. Oh, let me start. Excuse me. I'll have to say Michael because he prefers Michael. His mama call him Michael. I'm gonna call him Michael. Michael Malone. He's a fiery guy. He's an in-your-face guy. He's one of those old school throwback guys. He's gonna be in your face. He's gonna talk about you in the media if you're not playing well. He sends messages to the team through the media, and nowadays these young boys, man, they sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So you go through the media and say something, these boys get real sensitive. Um, but I think that it's from an organizational standpoint, even if this is what the players wanted, I don't know that I do this right now. Maybe I wait till the end of the season. Not end of the season, but after the playoffs and everything, after when their season's over, and then you make your decisions at that point. I don't know how you rally and organize a team, because when you get into the playoffs, see the difference between playoffs and regular season is not only like the heightened awareness, and the heightened competition, but also you have to see these guys, for 7 games wherever you're playing. So there's tendencies, there's a lot of things that I think that coaching is very important during the playoffs, right? During the regular season, you might have 5 games and 4 nights, and you're just like y'all just getting through. You don't have much practice time, so guys are just hooping whatever. But you don't really get to put in a game plan. But when the playoff come around, the game plan is important. Tendencies and what the other team's trying to do is important, and I think that's where coaching comes in. Now, they got a pretty good assistant coach that's coming in that's going to take over. But I still don't know not mid season, but like going into the playoffs, how that's going to work. But I'm still waiting for the bomb to drop. Somebody was sleeping with somebody. Something had to go wrong. This is not normal. You know what I'm saying? This
And
isn't
if
something that we ever see in the NBA at
and
this
this
point.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna say to add that before Ethan a few points. So they were 7-3 going into the All-Star break. They were 11-13 after the All-Star break on a four-game losing streak, if that means anything to you. Apparently, again, this is loose reporting and just kind of like people grasping for what was the reason. Some people around the organization and players felt as if they did not have the same treatment as Jokic and Jamal Murray, and then some of the front office felt as if he was not playing the younger guys that they drafted the past two seasons or season 1 to 3 seasons, I guess. We're not giving them run like they wanted to, like, hey, play the guys that we drafted. So take that with
Um,
a grain of salt at this point because it's still so fresh. But just some of the early reasons as to potential rifts
just
between,
just just
yeah,
let me say this real quick, and then we pass it on to Ethan. Like that's to me if that's even remotely close. Of course, a
yeah.
star player gets special treatment. Like that's come on, man. Like everybody know LeBron James. The team don't, the plane don't leave till LeBron James get there. You better have his cookies hot. You know what I'm saying? Like they get special treatment. That's just the reality of the situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? His guys, that's one of the reasons why he left Miami, because Pat Riley wouldn't let his guys fly on the plane and all that. Like star players get special treatment. That's number one. Number two, it is the coach's job to play who he wants to play. And apparently him and the GM didn't get along and they was fighting and scrapping all the time, unless they got into like some type of physical altercation. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been at a job where, listen, two dudes get fighting. Guess what? Even though some dude punched me first and I'm finna scrap, both of y'all fired. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Unless I don't know. I'm really waiting to see like what really happened. But if that's the case, like that's not a I think people are just making stuff up. That's not a reason why, you would can them at this time of the season. Like star players get special treatment.
Go ahead, Ethan.
I mean, he kind of said it all. I would add that even if that people are saying that that is the reason, they're obviously lying because Brown, whatever you want to say, Christian Brown, whatever his name is, that man was playing as a rookie, okay, and in the finals, okay.
And now he's in the starting
This
lineup.
Watson kid, he's young too. He's playing him as well. The kid that they drafted, that blue, what did he do? Tear his Achilles or something like he did something. And he was supposed to be like a good addition to them. Obviously, he's hurt, but he's going as deep as he can to play people because this roster is constructed like garbage. Like I don't know what else to say. Um, Calvin Booth, he should have been fired like 2 years ago, maybe. Yes, 2 years ago. I
Two
think two
years
years ago
ago
he
they
was
won the
fired.
championship.
I don't
What you
care.
mean?
He let so many people go that offseason, it was ridiculous, and he didn't want to pay. He was being
But
cheap.
but 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 that happens. That happens to every championship team. Every
Okay, even if
championship
you don't want
team
to say that,
loses
last
pieces
year
after
I'm
they win the
firing.
championship. Everybody want their money.
Well, the Celtics, I can't say the same. Last year, listen
No,
here.
but they were because they was already in long term contracts. That's different.
That's what I'm
They're in
getting
a
at.
different
So,
situation.
well, no, but they signed Drew.
Well,
They
hey,
signed Derek.
E, let's keep it to Denver. Let's
Okay,
keep it to
about
Denver.
that.
We ain't
Anyways,
talking about no
so
Celtics.
what I'm saying is, you signed Jamal Murray to that terrible contract. I don't care what anybody says. There's a reason why. So you could say 2022 or not 2020 because he played in 2020. So 2021 to 23, when he was hurt, he was injured. I mean, Jokic and them, they were first round exits, or I don't even know if he made it to the second round then, or whatever it is, right? Jamal Murray's availability has kind of always been a question mark, like whether, especially going into the playoffs, whether he'll be healthy or not. It just so happened that the 2023 year, which he was healthy, they won. Yes. Last year, he wasn't
So so
particularly
then
healthy
so then so then how can you say that that's a bad deal?
because he's
because that
all.
was after
You
last
have
year.
to look at his
It's not like he
history,
signed it after
his
they won the
injury history.
championship. Last year, you signed that. And what I'm getting at is, me
Yeah, because
personally,
you're a year removed from winning a you don't win a championship without Jamal Murray.
You have to look at the history.
I understand that,
You have to look at the
what I'm
history.
saying is that
That's
the signing
I
happened
wouldn't. I don't
last
know
year,
about
and
you.
that we also know that his injury history is questionable. So even right now, like this is right now is a perfect example. Before
So
Malone,
okay,
Michael got fired.
so what would be your plan? Your plan would be get not sign Jamal Murray, have
Well,
him leave, and then what's
My
the plan after that?
So
well,
that's
wait,
kind of
no,
before you
my
go into
thing
that,
is
Ethan, just give me your reactions because again, I want to get Kelly's reaction and then mine, and then I'll let you come back around and
All
talk
well, my
right,
about it.
go ahead.
reaction was Unk's reaction. It was kind of like there's no way you're firing this man. Like if anything. you should have fired the G. Like the position that he's in right now with this terribly constructed roster is because of your GM. So I can't see how you're gonna fire him. He's doing the best that he can with Jokic, doing the best that he can. Right now they're the fourth seed. I mean, I don't understand how it's kind of like the situation with the Grizzlies coach, and we'll get into that, but I don't know how else, what
Yeah.
else you can do
All
with
right.
that.
What about you, Kay?
Um, I mean, my reaction was I was shocked. I don't really agree with the firing. The GM of the team is a separate matter because, like Ethan said, the roster construction is it's not the best. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. But I don't think. I think if they did fire him, they should have fired him after the playoffs. To me, if they were going to do it, it's kind of weird just the whole timing of it.
Yeah.
And like what Unc said, it
We have
has to
three
be
games
some.
left.
It has to be some other like something else had to have happened because you never see this like ever. I don't remember a
Yeah.
time in NBA history in like recent memory since I've been watching basketball and like consistently paying attention to basketball. I've never seen this ever. So um,
Yeah.
to see this is just like, well, I hope he didn't kill nobody. I hope I hope he didn't. I hope he didn't sleep with nobody girlfriend, nobody wife, or. So because people,
Mike Malone is a married Christian man, bro. I hope not. You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
So listen, many people have
That's the
done
same thing they said. That's the same thing they said about Ime.
many people have
Well,
done evil things in the name of God. So that don't
you
mean
know,
nothing.
and the GM looked like Squidward. But anyway, I was gonna say yeah. So I was
Hey
just
man, that money talks, big fella.
oh for sure shocked as well to the point that Ethan said, and I put it in the chat. I'm like, well, if anything, I would have fired the GM 2 years ago. Although he only been there for 3 years, but I would have fired him because he showed you early on, like, hey, bro, like you.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
there
You're
And
making
again,
you made
like
bad decision after bad decision after bad
right.
and
decision.
there's
You did
And
not
again,
make any
like I
good
get, I
decisions.
get, I get what you're saying with losing pieces to the point of like just his track record and stuff. Like after a championship run, like guys will get their money.
even the
But then you make moves to kind of compound, your losses that you have, which I think
he didn't
we
make
didn't have
any
this
moves.
podcast, but we
He
talked
didn't
about
make
like,
absolutely
man,
no
like what
moves.
is Denver doing? Like they had MPJ trade bait that you could potentially move to get garner talent or younger talent, however you want to move in whatever direction, right? Brown, whatever you want to say, is a guy who they drafted, gemmed, you found, congratulations, you know what I'm saying? But from there, what do we do? And again, the days of saying like a small market team can't make a play for a big name, I don't think again, there are some teams that will never get a big name, but for the most part, right? Like there are teams you can make moves to get
But you
big names
can't,
to
bro. You can't do that in this NBA. They already have two star players, bro. Like
That's
you
no,
can't get
no.
a
now
third.
we're
No,
talking
You
I'm
can't
before
saying
get a
the
third
before.
player.
we're talking
No, I'm
about
saying
before the
before
this
Listen,
was before
they
the
this
made
is
the
Because
the
big
ball.
moves.
CBA that new
So
second apron came out last year,
No,
so
right,
that's
right,
the second year into
right.
his job status. Like that's the second year in.
So So, but as far as today goes, and again, I've seen a lot of conflicting reports as to like GM got fired because he was trying to move on from Mike Malone. Then they're like, GM, you're out of here. Then I've seen some that they've made the decision to fire Mike Malone about a week ago, they say. And I don't know why today of all days was the day to do it, but again, just really weird. 3 games left in the regular season, and you go into the playoffs with an interim coach. Um, it's like to Caleb's point, I don't think we've ever seen this. Again, Unc, you can speak to before we've been like, I don't know if that ever happened back then, but I don't think something like this with a team that highly seated,
yeah,
we've
that's
seen this.
never
Like
happened.
I don't think we've
what
ever seen
I'm
that.
what I'm
So
getting at here with the
Yeah,
GM is what I like right now, what I feel like we're witnessing, and yes, they won in 23, but what I feel like we're witnessing right now is yeah, we all know who Jokic is. We all know he's great. We all know he's best player in the world in a lot of people's eyes, right? Or whatever it is, right? I feel like what we're
and
doing,
people, everybody eyes.
well,
Go
I
ahead.
should hope in everybody's eyes, but like this season in particular, right? This season was even better than his last season, right? Every game he's having some crazy style line, breaking it, whatever it is. I feel like how he constructed this thing is wasting the talent that we're seeing right now out of this player. So like, and not putting pieces around him to like extend their playoff hopes or whatever it is. It's almost like to me it's almost like, and Miami had more, but you knew Jimmy was going to perform every single year. He had the contract, he was making the 50 whatever it was, right? And then Bam is making whatever, and then Tyler Hero's out all the time. So it's like you're stuck with these two people, and that's not to say that Bam is, well, I'm not going to compare him to Jamal Murray or anything, but it's not to say that he's not of value, but you're stuck with somebody, your star, your main star, that is producing in and night out, and you have absolutely nobody around, or I'm not gonna say absolutely nobody, but multiple pieces aside to that star. That's why I don't agree with the Jamal Murray contract. I feel like it's a
It was an overpay,
it's like it,
in
it
my
doesn't make,
opinion.
and I understand that and we talked about this when football season was out, like it's the market and you have to give to somebody, like it just can't sit there. I I don't view Jamal Murray as that just, I don't know, that guy. I just don't. I
Uh,
don't.
But it
I
doesn't
like,
matter about. It doesn't say. Okay, here's the thing, man.
I'm talking about for
So
their
listen.
best chances
I'm
at
not.
winning
But
from the GM
okay.
perspective.
But my thing is like I'm not gonna pretend like I follow every single move that this guy has done, and I'm not gonna pretend like I've done that. I look at the roster that is constructed the way it is when I look at um as it is as it is constructed now. You got the best player in the world, Jokic. You got a a all-star point guard. Yes, he has
He's not an
injury
all-star.
history,
He hasn't been an all-star in his career.
or
I'm
or
just saying.
or
All star
or
level.
or
Okay, the man has
all
had
star
60-point
level.
games.
We know what
That,
Jamal Murray
okay.
represents. Stop. Let's stop the foolishness. Right there isn't there
I don't
isn't
know what he
there isn't
means.
there isn't a ton of people that can score 60 points in the NBA game. So let's stop with the like. Oh, I don't know what he is.
Yeah,
Like everybody knows what he is. The reason why he isn't a superstar or he doesn't have these all the accolades and all stars and all that is because number one, the position he plays, and then number two, the conference he's in, and number three, his injury history. Right. First of all, when we talk about all stars, right? Every year, Western Conference, Steph Curry's a shoe in, whether he injured, hurt, or what. That's a spot going right there. Every single year, you have all these guards trying to get into one spot, right? Yeah, you look at the West. You got SGA. You got for a long time. Russell
Dame,
Westbrook was getting on. We
Russ.
got getting on the spot for a long time. Dame was on the way. So it's like everybody is fighting for this one spot because one spot is already reserved. So let's not pretend as if we don't know what Jamal Murray is. All right. Jamal Murray gets buckets. You understand? So the fact that it doesn't matter how you feel, it's how the NBA feels about who this guy is, right? And any team uh, in the NBA will do whatever they have to do to get Jamal Murray on this team. Now, his
Any team?
availability, any team. I mean, obviously, when we talk about SGA and with some of the top guys, but every
No,
like
I'm not
after
comparing
that,
him to other top
but I'm saying
things.
after that top tier, like Anthony Edwards, Luca, SGA, after those top 5, 6 guys,
He's like a
everybody would want
he's an upper
Jamal
tier
Murray.
guard for sure.
Come on, man. And so my thing is that as far as the roster construction, you're saying you making it seem like this team is a bum, and then like bro, they got shooters all
Well,
Who was
I
on that
see.
team? No, stop, stop,
Listen,
stop. I watched the
listen.
Nuggets on a
You
night in and
find a
night
Brem.
out Bayless.
You
Who?
find you found a gem in Christian Brown, right?
mhm,
You got the best player in the world. You got Jamal Murray. You got
MPJ.
Aaron Gordon, who's
Jamal's
a
barely been.
great okay. We already discussed the fact that he's not there all the time, but that
No,
doesn't
but you're
say
gonna
that
you're
he's
gonna name
not.
Aaron Gordon as well. Aaron Gordon's been out for a lot of the season with the calf injury. Like it's
We're
been like
talking about
every.
listen, Ethan. We're talking about the 3 years that this guy has been there. We're not just talking about this season. We're talking about the 3 year period that this GM has been on the team, right? We're not talking about what he done this season or the just the roster this
I
season.
thought you
We're
said I
talking
thought you
about
said this season and how it is. Okay.
he built a roster that won The title,
No, he
the first
didn't.
and
title,
then
and
destroyed
The
it.
guy,
He
no,
didn't build that though.
the
He
GM
didn't build that.
he
bought the
didn't build it, but he
Timberwolves
was.
built that roster. No, he
Yeah,
did
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not. No, he didn't build it, but I'm saying he was the general manager when they won the title. So obviously, he's gonna get some of those. He's gonna get um, some of the adulation that comes along with being a championship general manager, right? So, so I don't want to defend the guy because I don't really. I'm not gonna say the guy I follow everything, but the way you're making it seem as though like this team is just trash and he put together some trash team. First of
It
all,
is.
the Western Conference is
It's loaded.
a hellacious
It's
conference,
loaded.
and you got a team that's good enough to be fourth in the Western Conference. Quit with the this
Because you so
roster is
happen to
trash.
have the best player in the world. Yes, this Washington's trash. You just so happen to have the best player in the world that lost to the Wizards,
So
might I add, that dropped 60 and still lost with that constructed roster that you just gave me
so
twice. So like
okay,
I can't, I'm not gonna get
are you talking
behind
about
the
2 games out of 82?
Uh,
What are you talking about? Two
okay,
games
but
out of
it's
because
the
82? Any
Wizards
okay,
team,
though.
we can
It's the
any
no,
Wizards
let me
though,
finish. Let
bro.
me
bro,
finish. I
It's the
got you, I
Wizards.
got you. Let me
bro,
That
finish.
shit's
any
insane.
We're good.
team can beat
I can
any
give you
team in the
more.
NBA.
I can give you more
What are we
examples.
talking
I can
about?
give you more examples. You even coming into the postseason this season, right? You lost six straight or whatever it is to the T Wolves. They haven't beat the T Wolves since last year. 6 and 7, obviously to the extent that. Um, I already brought up the Wizards. They dropped bad games to the Jazz. They dropped games to teams that they shouldn't. To the Warriors, you lost to the Warriors. And what I'm saying is, even with this team there, like
So that don't
everybody
have anything
there,
to do with. So that don't have anything to do with injuries or the
no, but
4 games
this is
and
what,
five
no,
nights,
this
and
is,
that don't have anything to
can
do
I
with
please
that.
get,
That's the roster construction. All of that has to do with roster construction.
can I please get to it? What I'm saying is some of those nights everybody was there and other nights they weren't. What I'm trying to say is there's
Like
for
I
no
said, once
reason why you
again,
have
just because everybody was there, you don't know what they're doing. These guys have, like I said, 4 games and 5 nights. So if that's the fourth game in the fifth night, it don't matter whoever is there. They just played 4 games in 5 nights, bro, with travel mixed in. Anybody can beat anybody in the NBA. You can't go,
you,
I don't care what you say. You can't go one by one down the line and say, oh, look how bad this team is, and look what the teams that they lost to, and they fourth in the West. Regardless of all of the losses that you're saying, they're still fourth in the West.
So
because
yeah,
of one player.
so I'm gonna say this, right? So
So he scored
Like
all
you're
the
not going to look
points.
at you.
So
You're
so
not going
so
to look
so
at
so
me. You're
so
not going to
so
look
so
at me and tell
so
me that that team
so
is
so
presently
the Denver
constructed is
numbers
good. You're not going to
so
tell
the
me that.
well,
Denver
hey,
Nuggets
before
average 108 points a game. You're telling me Nikola Jokic scored 108. That's what you're saying? So stop with the foolishness,
Nikola
man.
Jokic, when Nikola Jokic come off that,
so
why does he have the most minutes in the NBA this season? What the heck?
What? What
Oh
you got
snap!
going on?
I don't know what. My bad. I don't know what that was.
What
bro,
you?
I
what?
all I did was this.
Wait, look at
Why does
this
he?
big nigga
What I'm
popping,
trying to
wait.
say is, why does Nikola Jokic have the
This
most
nigga went
minutes per
into a
game
full
this
tranche
season?
just now, bro. I
When
can't
that
even take
man
you serious, big brother.
when that man hits the bench,
All you
that
mention
team
is the
looks like
music.
a complete dump. That's what that team looks like when he
Wait,
hits the bench.
hey, hold on,
So
before you.
so
Oh,
don't
okay,
tell me that this team, this team, because this team is why they're in the foot. No, it's because of Nikola Jokic. When that man is out, this team is putrid.
okay.
We're not even
So
talking
hey,
14.
before
We're
no,
talking
Okay,
wait, hold, hold
12.
on, wait, wait,
last
wait,
thing
because
before I let you go, Kyle,
I'm
and
gonna
then I'll
close
let
this
you
out. No, I'm gonna
and
close
I'll
it
let
out
you
because
jump in.
y'all. I let
One
y'all
last
talk.
thing. Okay, so really quick, he makes it seem like it's so easy to build an NBA roster. Like, oh, just go get pieces and just put it together.
I didn't
Like,
say it was easy.
bro,
I just said that this is trash.
you have contracts. You have that second apron. All type. Half the people don't even understand that's in the NBA. Don't understand what the hell a second apron is. Okay, that's how complicated it is. Okay,
It's
so
Yeah,
I'm
basically a
just
with the
hard.
new
saying.
rule they
It's basically a
passed.
hard cap.
It's
Pretty much is what it is.
the my thing is that the general manager and the head coach have to be in sync with the way the roster is constructed and the way that they want to play. And if you have a general manager and a coach that is at odds all the time, that's never going to work. So it's not just the players on the court, it's the coaching off the court, it's the front office, it's all of those things. I just don't like the fact that you're putting it all on the general manager. Like Mike Malone is absolved of how they win and lose games. That's all I'm
So
saying.
So to
I
the
didn't. I
point
didn't
of
say
that,
that he was
Ethan.
involved, but a lot of blame I'm putting on the GM because you
You're putting it
destroyed
all
a
on the
team.
roster.
You destroyed a roster that was perfectly constructed
I
before
don't know
you got
about
there. And
destroyed.
when you,
How
I
did he
don't
Ethan,
know
hey,
about
destroy
wait,
it?
hold,
destroyed.
okay, hey, because I think we're gonna
all right,
continue this
How
conversation
he
way longer
destroyed
than we
it?
need to. So yeah, Ethan, I think the word
there's a reason
destroy
why. There's a reason
is
why. Hold on.
no,
This is the last
Ethan,
thing I'm
Ethan,
gonna say.
Ethan,
There's a
just let it
reason
be, let
today
it
why
be.
y'all do not believe the Nuggets, even though this was only 2 years ago when they made it to the finals and everybody had them as favorites and stuff like that. There's a reason why today why people don't believe in them at all, probably to even make it out of the first round. Go ahead, take
Because the
off.
West is
Okay,
more
now
loaded.
with that being said, right? Okay, so really quick to the point, because I was just picking up this writing down notes as everybody said something. So, to y'all's point up about Jamal Murray's injury history. So to this point, him and Jokic have played the same. Oh, actually, Jokic has played two more games than him this season, so he's been, by his standards, relatively healthy as he hasn't played more than 75 games since his second season in the league. So, by his standards this season, he's been relatively healthy. To Jamal Murray's point, because I don't like, again, slander or not. I mean, let's just, I like numbers. So, and then the second point, I guess to the roster construction slash. Well, Ethan, I'll just say what you're saying. So, Jokic is a part of a team. Like, whether I understand what you're saying about construction of a team and what the team does when he's off the floor. And I mean, different teams have different inefficiencies when their best player is off the floor. I mean, I think you can say that about any team. Now, to what extent? I mean, we can argue about that back and forth, but Jokic being
We
a part of
don't we
that
don't know
team,
what OKC look like without SGA because he play every game. But you take SGA off the team, and what they
yeah.
looking like?
So I would just say to like the point, like whatever they're doing, I mean, it's gotten to the fourth seed in a juggernaut of a Western Conference to the extent of which people are saying. So Ethan, I know you're like that, but again, this is a fact that we can't deny. You know what I mean? So let's just
And
say they
I
He
win
just
trying
this.
to he
labeled
trying
a
to make it
fact. I
sound like
just labeled a
Jamal
fact
Murray's a
that you
bum,
cannot
bro.
deny.
Come
No,
on, man.
no,
When that
Ethan,
man
Come
is
on,
not
man. I can't
there,
even take you serious, man.
Ethan, I understand, but I'm saying the stat or the standard that we go by to constitute how good a team is standings in the regular season, right? Like that's what we go by. Now, how they get there, again, Ethan, I'm not gonna argue. Like you and I can go. I'm not gonna argue with you because they the fourth seed. Like I don't like what you want me to say. Like they the fourth seed. I don't know. So I'm just
In
to
the
my
Western
point.
Conference, not in the
Yeah,
Eastern Conference, where you could be the fourth seed and have a losing record. We're talking about
yeah.
the West, where
Like
from
Ethan,
top to bottom, they
yeah.
separated by 2 games.
Yeah,
Like, come
Ethan,
on,
like
man.
again, I get the point. Like if you want to talk with like a hard nosed like Denver fan, like, hey, like our team is not built for the future, like, okay, well, we can have a conversation, or you want to take a load off of Jokic and what he does. Okay, hey, like cool, we can argue with that, right? But to say
Yeah,
like
that's a
the
different. That's a
team,
different.
yeah, to say the team's like not good or like the team's trash I'm on the court is very like minute and goes to a specific point. That's 5 minutes in a game, or what 20 minutes in a game that he's not playing. You know what I mean? It's very minute, and it's like.
Listen, at the end of the day,
So
is if Ethan don't like you, you're trash. It don't have nothing like, or you're a fraud. Like, bruh,
so
just because you don't like somebody, don't mean they can't hoop, bruh. Like,
and then
that's the end
to
of
the
the day.
point where
I never say he
Kay,
can't
you
hoop.
guys
The man is oh y'all got him.
The man
no
almost
It'll
averaged
prove
40
to
in a
it'll
playoff
prove to
series, man. Come on,
it'll
man,
prove.
stop it.
And what happened? I don't
What are we
care.
talking
Don't talk to me
about?
about
right.
that.
Well, okay, and then one
We're
last
talking
thing I
about
want to
just a
say to
player.
the
You're talking
point.
about wins and losses. I'm talking about the player. Can he hoop
Re-
or can he not hoop?
Hey, real
Oh
quick,
my
and listen,
gosh.
I know that they're gonna say this, and I guess and I think the big pundits like they're just hot take water cooler guys. You say some hot take, if it hit, oh, well, guess what I said, and if it don't hit, we don't talk about it no more. Again, like the Denver losing to the Wizards, like I don't think me and you, anybody on this show here would say, well, if they play in the 7 game series, the Wizards winning four games, let alone one or two. You know what I'm saying? So like that whole 1 game sample size thing over an 82 game season, I hate because again, I don't watch ESPN, but it was
He
all
gonna
over my
say, "Oh,
page
they lost to
when
him twice
when the
in the
Lakers beat the
season."
Thunder.
Come on,
The
man.
I'm
Lakers
giving the
are
example that your supporting cast is dog water. That's what I'm giving.
okay, Ethan. Okay, so again, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I'm saying the
You don't
team
got to.
itself,
My mind is not
the
changing. I hear what
team.
y'all got to say, but my
We're
mind is
not
not
trying to
changing on it.
make you. We're not trying to change your mind. We
Yeah, I'm not.
understand your mind is made up. We
Yeah.
understand that turban is wrapped tight. We're not trying to change your
So,
mind.
yes. So
I'm just
again,
making
I
my
think
points.
so. Really quick, just really quick rundown, Coach. Do you think the GM should have been fired?
Mm-hmm.
Without question.
Okay. Do
Well,
y'all feel
well,
Mike Malone should have been dismissed? Yes or no?
Absolutely
well.
not. Mike
I don't
Malone would
think
not be
either. I
fired if
don't.
the GM did his
I
job
well,
properly.
I say
I don't.
I say the GM should. They should give him 1 or 2 more seasons, and then see. Give him,
But
4 or 5 year sample size, and then because at that point it's fair. To me, that's fair. So,
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm a
completely
I'm
I
a
agree with
strong
that. I mean,
believer. I'm a strong believer in this, and that goes to football, basketball. General manager and coaches should all get 4 to 5 years. That's a good enough sample size for me to say if you're any good or if you're not. Right. So this is still early. We don't know what happened. There might be a backstory where somebody ran over somebody or something. We don't know. But
well, understood.
no. I'm saying barring
No,
like
yeah, yeah,
nothing
yeah.
like serious, just like off the surface of what we're talking about.
Right,
I don't think either of them should have been fired at this point in the season. Just
right.
wait until the end of the season. I don't think that they're going to go deep into the playoffs. I think they can win 1 or 2 series. I don't think they're going to go like to the conference finals or finals, and then after that you reevaluate your team.
100%. I feel that.